Welcome to very short highlights of the second stage of the 9th edition of the Arctic Race of Norway. The stage today was again heading southward from Mosjøen to Brønnøysund, the most southerly of the Nordland County stages, and one which had just one summit in the middle of it, the summit of the Torskjeen. Once over that, it was the most likely sprint stage of the whole race. The sprint teams and the sprinters amongst them knowing this would be really their last chance to have a nailed-on, fast finish in Brønnøysund. We once again had a breakaway of 5 riders. 2 of them were in the breakaway yesterday. The American Stephen Bassett wearing the King of the Mountains jersey, and also Aron van Pucke of Sport Vlaanderen and Baloise. Now, at the King of the Mountains points yesterday, it was Bassett who was getting the better of Aron van Pucke at all the mountains points. That was the other way around today, with Aron van Pucke looking on very fine form for Sport Vlaanderen and Baloise, the Belgian rider. The first of the riders to drop from the breakaway was Ike Mintegu, leaving up there Liam Johnston of Trinity Racing, Aron van Pucke, and Johan Ravnoy as well. This was the sprint, one of 3 sprints that ended exactly the same way for the King of the Mountains points, with Aron van Pucke taking it ahead of the American Stephen Bassett, who continues to lead that competition, but with Aron van Pucke clawing it back. As we got further and further down the valley and further over onto the peninsula, which juts out in the direction of Brønnøysund, the gap was coming down on the 4 remaining riders. But one of them, Liam Johnston, started the day only 11 seconds down on general classification and knew there were opportunities to try and pick up bonus seconds en route. This would be a day that he would move right up 33 places into the top 10. Getting closer to the finish, and once the breakaway was caught, it was opportunities for late attacks. The last of those being taken by the Norwegian former national champion Sven-Erik Bystrom. Setting up after that another attack by Chris Nylands, just as we saw him do yesterday for Israel Premier Tech, who were very active. And then a constantly changing, shifting fronting end. No one team really looking to take control until much later on. This was the point with 7k to go, then back into 2.5k to go. Then we did see teams forming up. Total Energies really working hard to try and get Edvald Bosenhagen, the Norwegian hero, of course, and then the first proper crash of the race. It could have been far nastier than it looked. Those 3 riders actually crashed off the back wheel of Dylan Groenewegen. This was going under a K to go, and it was the team of Ontemashi Wanty-Gobert and Taco van der Hoorn who'd started the long drive for the finish. Tucked in behind them, Edvald Bosenhagen right there, Amaury Capiot as well, the Belgian, and just on his wheel, Dylan Groenewegen, the Dutchman, moving up in the light blue and opening up his sprint as he did so. Blake Quick alongside him, Amaury Capiot up against the barriers, Capiot doing everything he could to come round Dylan Groenewegen, but in the end, the Dutchman for the Australian team, Bike Exchange Jayco, doing what he does best, making it look relatively easy. That's just the way it looks, of course. It's not quite like that. A lot of teamwork gone into that, and his team were delighted with the finish because that is the reason they brought him here. And if I'm honest, it's a team very much built around him. The next 2 stages unlikely to finish in bunch sprint finish, so it's vital that Dylan Groenewegen got the win today, and that's exactly what he did. There was the classification of the stage. Bosenhagen for Norway hanging on for that 3rd place. And just ahead of Blake Quick, brilliant ride by him for Trinity Racing. Axel Zongel, winner of stage 1, hangs on to the general classification. And there it is, Matthew Bergadeau moving up today though, the big loser today. Siritsa moving down to 4th, getting balked in that sprint and out of the bonus seconds. This is tomorrow's stage. We expect it to be the decisive Queen stage. It has a summit finish, not a massive hill, but basically the rest of the stage is all about waiting for that moment as it wakes its way further south, snaking as it does so as we come towards the summit. We go through Levanger and then climb up to the top of Stalstugu summit. Summit finish, long uphill drag, and an opportunity for sorting out in the general classifications. Do join me, Jez Cox, alongside Brian Smith tomorrow on Saturday for stage 3 of 4 of the 9th edition of the Arctic Race of Norway.